Here are some potential Viva practical exam questions that could be asked based on the experiments listed in the image. 1. Intelligence testing. Q. What is the Bhatia battery of intelligence tests used for? A. It is used to assess the intelligence level of individuals, particularly in the Indian context. Can you describe the subtests included in the Bhatia battery? The Bhatia battery includes subtests like Coe's block design, pass along, pattern drawing, and immediate memory. Q. What is the importance of Coe's block design in intelligence testing? It assesses nonverbal intelligence and spatial ability through block manipulation tasks. What kind of population is the Bhatia battery suitable for? It is suitable for individuals aged 11 years and above, and it can be administered to those with low literacy levels. 2. Personality testing. Q. What are the common methods used for personality testing? A. Personality tests are commonly done using projective tests, e.g. Rorschach inkblot test, thematic apperception test, and self-report inventories, e.g. MMPI Big Five inventory. What is a projective test in personality assessment? A projective test is a method where ambiguous stimuli are presented to the participant to reveal their unconscious feelings and thoughts. Q. How is the MMPI used in personality testing? The Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory, MMPI, is a standardized psychometric test used to diagnose psychological disorders and assess personality structure. What is the difference between objective and projective personality tests? Objective tests are structured and use questionnaires with fixed responses, while projective tests are open-ended and interpretative, based on ambiguous stimuli. 3. Problem Behavior Checklist. What is a problem behavior checklist? A. It is an assessment tool used to identify behavioral problems in children or adolescents, focusing on issues like aggression, hyperactivity, and anxiety. How is the problem behavior checklist typically administered? A. It is often administered through observation or by having teachers or caregivers rate the frequency and intensity of problem behaviors. What kind of problems does the problem behavior checklist typically assess? It assesses externalizing problems like aggression and rule breaking, as well as internalizing problems like anxiety and depression. How can results from the problem behavior checklist be used in intervention planning? A. The results can help in identifying specific areas where the child or adolescent needs support and can inform behavioral or therapeutic interventions. 4. Span of attention experiment. Q. What is meant by span of attention? Span of attention refers to the number of items an individual can hold in their short-term memory and process at one time. Q. How is the span of attention measured? A. It is often measured using tasks like the digit span task, where participants are asked to repeat a sequence of numbers or letters presented to them. Why is it important to study the span of attention? Understanding attention span is crucial in areas like cognitive development, learning disabilities, and attention deficit disorders. What factors can influence an individual's span of attention? Factors include age, fatigue, motivation, distractions, and cognitive impairments. 5. Memory experiment. Q. What is the difference between short-term memory and long-term memory? A. Short-term memory holds a small amount of information temporarily, while long-term memory stores larger amounts of information over extended periods. What methods are used to test memory in a psychological experiment? Common methods include recall tests, free recall, cued recall, recognition tests, and digit span tasks. Q. Can you explain the concept of working memory? Working memory refers to the cognitive system that temporarily holds information available for processing, necessary for reasoning and decision-making. What factors can affect memory performance in experiments? Factors include attention, emotional state, stress, fatigue, and the use of mnemonic devices. These questions will help you prepare for the Viva or practical exam based on the specific experiments you are working on. Here is an extended list of 50 more brief questions and answers that may be asked in an MA Psychology Viva or practical exam, categorized by different areas of psychology. General Psychology. 1. Q. What is operant conditioning? A type of learning where behavior is controlled by consequences, such as rewards or punishments. 2. Define motivation, the process that initiates, guides, and sustains goal-oriented behavior. What is learned helplessness? A condition where an individual learns to feel powerless and unable to change a situation due to repeated failures. 4. Define memory, the process of encoding, storing, and retrieving information. What is selective attention? The process of focusing on a particular object while ignoring irrelevant information. Define personality, the unique and stable patterns of behavior, thoughts, and emotions shown by individuals. 7. What is emotional intelligence? The ability to perceive, understand, manage, and regulate emotions in oneself and others. Define locus of control, the degree to which individuals believe they have control over the outcomes of events in their lives. What is intrinsic motivation? Motivation driven by internal rewards, such as personal satisfaction. 10. Define schema, a cognitive framework or concept that helps organize and interpret information. Counseling Psychology 11. What is unconditional positive regard? A. Accepting and supporting a person without judgment, regardless of their actions. Define countertransference, when a therapist projects their own feelings or experiences onto the client. What is solution-focused therapy? A short-term therapy that focuses on finding solutions to present problems rather than analyzing the past. 14. Q. Define behavior modification, the use of learning principles to change behavior. 15. What is motivational interviewing? A counseling technique that helps clients find the motivation to make positive behavioral changes. 16. Define crisis intervention, immediate and short-term psychological care aimed at assisting individuals in a crisis. 17. What is the role of supervision in counseling? A. A professional support process where counselors review their work with a more experienced therapist to improve practice. A. Define paraphrasing in counseling, restating the client's message in your own words to clarify understanding. What is Gestalt therapy? A form of therapy that emphasizes personal responsibility and focuses on the present moment. Define psychodynamic therapy, a therapy focused on uncovering unconscious motives and early life experiences that influence current behavior. Clinical psychology. 21. What is anxiety disorder? A mental health disorder characterized by excessive fear or worry. 22. Define bipolar disorder, a mood disorder characterized by alternating periods of depression and mania. 23. Q. What is obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD? A disorder where individuals experience intrusive thoughts, obsessions, and perform repetitive behaviors, compulsions. 24. Define post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, a mental health condition triggered by a terrifying event, causing flashbacks, nightmares, and severe anxiety. What is dissociative identity disorder? A disorder where a person exhibits two or more distinct identities or personalities. 26. Define somatic symptom disorder, a mental disorder characterized by physical symptoms that cannot be fully explained by a medical condition. What is borderline personality disorder? A personality disorder characterized by instability in moods, behavior, self-image, and relationships. 28. Define psychosomatic disorder, a condition where psychological factors significantly affect physical symptoms. 29. What is psychopharmacology? The study of how drugs affect mood, behavior, and mental functioning. 30. Define electroconvulsive therapy, a medical treatment involving electrically induced seizures to treat severe depression. Psychodiagnostics. 30. What is validity in psychological testing? The extent to which a test measures what it is intended to measure. 32. Q. Define norms in psychological testing, standardized benchmarks used to interpret an individual's test score by comparing it to a reference group. What is the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory, MPI? A widely used psychological test for diagnosing mental disorders. 34. Define IQ, intelligence quotient, a score derived from standardized tests designed to measure intelligence. 35. Q. What is a neuropsychological assessment? A battery of tests used to evaluate cognitive functioning and brain behavior relationships. 36. Define factor analysis. A statistical method used to identify underlying relationships between variables in psychological tests. What is a behavioral observation? The systematic recording of an individual's behavior in a particular setting. 38. Define aptitude test. A test designed to assess a person's ability to perform or learn a certain skill or task. What is the TAT, thematic apperception test? A projective psychological test where subjects create stories about ambiguous images to reveal their emotions and motivations. Define convergent validity. The degree to which two measures that are supposed to be related are actually related. Research methods, 41. What is experimental research? A type of research that involves manipulating one variable to determine its effect on another. 42. Define random sampling. A sampling technique where every individual in the population has an equal chance of being selected. What is correlational research? A type of research that examines the relationship between two variables without manipulating them. 44. Q. Define operational definition. A precise description of how variables will be measured or manipulated in a study. 45. What is longitudinal research? A research design that involves repeated observations of the same variables over a period of time. Define cross-sectional study. A research method that compares different population groups at a single point in time. 47. What is meta-analysis? A statistical technique that combines the results of multiple studies to identify overall trends. 48. Define independent variable. The variable that is manipulated in an experiment to see its effect on the dependent variable. What is a confounding variable? An extraneous factor that affects the outcome of an experiment, making it difficult to establish a clear cause and effect relationship. 50. Define qualitative research. Research that explores phenomena through non-numerical data, such as interviews, case studies, or observations. These additional questions cover a range of areas and concepts in psychology that are commonly discussed during practical exams or viva voce sessions.